Here's a little bit about how we put away our fish for the winter. After cutting the fish into slabs, we pat them with paper towel to absorb any extra water. Then we double wrap them in this plastic wrap to prevent freezer burn. Then we vacuum seal the fish. I know some people just put them in Ziplocs, but this is how we prefer it. And then I put a king salmon sticker on there, and that's it. And then later on we had egg soup with salmon sperm and hearts. Here's part 2 of how we process our salmon. This is our fish camp at Nushagak, Alaska, and here's where we split our salmon. So after heading, cutting, the next step is to fillet. I'm not pro at this step, so if you have questions, ask my gram. So after filleting both sides, I make these slits to make dry fish. Then for the brine, I'm using 2 cups of this. And once all the fish is in there, we set a timer for 20 minutes. Then I hang them to air dry. Then when my gram says they're ready, we bring them in the smokehouse and light a fire using cottonwood. Now the fish is ready to be smoked.
This is how I know the fish are ready to go in. Is when there's a glaze and dryness. You can see it's shiny and there's no moisture. That's why we hang it out in the wind to get this glaze, and that'll tell me it's ready to go into the smokehouse. I smoke them for about 2 weeks. It depends on the condition of the weather and how long I am smoking them for. Sometimes it could take 10 days to 16 days or 17. It depends on the thickness also of the meat on the fish. And you could see a variety we have. These are king salmon and these are the red salmon. I have some dog salmon too, but I don't know where they are. But these are mostly red salmon and king salmon. I like to keep my smoke going for, like, I could start like 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock, whenever, all the way until night when I go to bed. I try to keep it on continuously because we don't want no bugs. This is called cold smoke. It's not like, we don't make it hot because otherwise you'll cook the fish, so we don't want to really cook the fish. So the brine I use is rock salt. Sea salt, extra coarse topping, but you could see the grain is like rock salt, tiny. Some of them could be bigger, or you could use kosher salt. These are my two favorite knives that I use to cut all my fish because it's more efficient and works very well when I cut my fish. Meat get left over when I split the fish, so I don't want to throw them away, so I make them into jerky. And this is brined in soy sauce, a little bit of salt and brown sugar. I'll put them in trays like that, and then I bring them into the smokehouse and cold smoke them for a couple days. I'm going to be showing you some fermented salmon heads. We try to use every part of our salmon. This is like a traditional way of fermenting salmon heads. For 8 to 9 days, I used male sperm mixed in with the salmon heads. So you could see this is going to be fermented. And when the fermenting process is done, we'll eat them. And I have them in this 5-gallon container, but as you could say, I don't want to have a problem of botulism, because that's one thing that you have to watch out for is botulism can happen. So I put this bucket in a shaded area where the sun won't get into them, and so they're in a cool place. And you could see, we don't want flies to get them, so I'm gonna close it with this twine so that no bugs can go in. I put this on the top, so since we don't want no bugs or anything bothering my fish, so I'm gonna put it in that loop, make sure that it's nice and tight, so nothing all the way. I make sure it's tight. And now we have this cloth, so it's breathable and we don't have to have no fear of botulism. So I'm gonna make double fish knot, make sure it's nice and tight. All that I showed you was brought down to me from generation to generation. I put up smoked salmon the way my grandma and my mother told me. So this is the traditional way of smoking salmon and making tapa.